This is the Wyfold Challenge Cup between the Neusser Ruderverein, Germany, on the left-hand side of your picture, and Nottingham Rowing Club on the near side here on the buck station. Wyfold Challenge Cup, so we've seen plenty of sort of steering woes here in the first 200 metres this morning through lunchtime, and both of these crews navigating that extremely well, especially Nottingham University, Fergus.
Yeah, there's some of the lines we've seen today have been pretty hairy, but Nottingham University just starting to drift over a little bit into the centre. They've got to be careful there. They're wanting to move back over to their side of the river, because we can see the umpire's flag is already out, and that's certainly not something you want to be getting on the wrong side of.
Yeah, umpire John Hedger there, moving the crew from Nottingham Rowing Club, my apologies, back to the buck station. As we jump to the live pictures here, it's still very close between these two crews. John Hedger seemed to have had most of the races throughout the regatta already that have been very close, and lots of umpiring to do with the steering, but really close here. Nottingham Rowing Club on the left-hand side, Neusser Ruderverein from Germany, the crew from just outside of Dusseldorf, who beat the Los Gatos Rowing Club over from the States yesterday, but now against British competition in Nottingham Rowing Club. And well, they're really not going away here, Fergus. No,
they're certainly not, and it's no surprise if you look at some of the talent, particularly in the stern pair of that German Coxless 4, have gone on and raced at the Under-23 European Championships for Germany, coming 5th. That's Johannes Nubar and Benjamin Niels, 3rd place at the Under-23 European Rowing Championships 4 years ago, 2019, in the lightweight men's pair. So used to racing hard, close races, so they'll be very familiar with this one they're in at the moment.
Yeah, both of these crews, it's their second race of the regatta. They both beat a crew yesterday to make it through here to the Wednesday at Henley Royal Regatta. For Nottingham Rowing Club, they beat Derby Rowing Club yesterday. They're on the other side of the water, though, this time. They are on the Buckinghamshire station. They were on the Berks station yesterday, so a slightly different course to steer, and you can see that they're drifting somewhat still into the middle of the water. John Hedger still with the flag down, but both of these crews coxless and being steered by the athletes in the boat.
Yeah, this isn't the first time Nottingham have struggled a little bit with their steering. I think they could have moved out to a greater lead ahead of Derby, who they beat yesterday, but they struggled with their steering and not quite able to control the race, perhaps as much as they would have liked to have been able to have done. But they're out in front here, just about to break clear water of the Germans, Neusser Ruderverein, and a really strong position for this Nottingham crew to be in at the moment.
It is, and we've talked a lot about being able to have that advantage of looking back at your competition, but the Neusser Ruderverein, a really long and strong crew, a lot of looking out the boat here, though, which can sometimes actually disrupt the rhythm a little bit, Fergus.
Yeah, they're starting to look like a nervous crew, and particularly when you're coming into steward's enclosure, you don't want to be nervous. When you're sitting about a length down, as the Germans are at the moment, you've got to be poised to launch an attack at any moment. And just to say that they're starting, I think, to claw themselves back into contention. They've got overlap again, which, as you come into stewards, is vital.
Warning for steering again, this time for Nottingham Rowing Club. I think I keep saying Nottingham University, I've got that in my head from somewhere, but it is Nottingham Rowing Club, the town club that is competing here in this Wyfold Challenge Cup. And Nottingham Rowing Club will have to respond here. The crew being steered by Daniel Town in the 3 seat, the silver medalist from Ghent Regatta last year, the international regatta in Ghent. They won the Club Coxless Falls at the Wallingford Regatta, which is a huge domestic regatta here that takes place at Dorney Lake, the Olympic rowing venue from 2012. So they've already picked up a pretty big win, and they're having to start the sprint early, and they keep drifting back into the centre, and John Hedger is going to warn them once again. They're really getting close here to a clash, which is the one thing, that foul, that clashing of blades, that you really don't want into the stage. And here go the Neusser Ruderverein as Nottingham start to move back.
This is looking very close as we come into the final stages of this. An unbelievable sprint has been launched by the Germans, and that steering, Camilla, what an impact that's had on this race from Nottingham.
Well, that could have been their downfall here. Nottingham Rowing Club having to respond to those steering warnings from the umpire, John Hedger, and just in moving back to their station, they open the door just a crack for Neusser Ruderverein, Germany, to row through in the final 200 metres to victory in the Wyfold Challenge Cup second round. Taps on the boat from them. A big, big win here for this crew. Benjamin Nellis, Johannes Neubauer, Simon Folger and Ben Goslich in the bow seat are, well, they would be so pleased with that. That was almost looking like Nottingham Rowing Club were about to move away, and then I think they just got spooked by that steering warning, and they just really, you know, left it wide open for Neusser.